Now we're moving to the second part of this chapter, which is inference testing. This is actually a pivotal part. So for inference testing, there are 4 steps. The first one is to ask a question. And then based on the question, we are to construct a pair of hypotheses. And then we are to use the summative data, summative statistics, to test the hypothesis. And in the end, we are to draw a conclusion, which is to reject or fail to reject the null hypothesis. So let's look at the first 2 steps. You need to ask, to start with, you need to ask a question. For instance, regarding the previous wage work data, we read news, and here the news is saying that the average wage of workers is 6.50 per hour. And first you need to figure out what is the nature of this claim. The nature of this claim is on the population, right? Yeah, saying in general, oh, we estimate the wage, the average wage is 6.5. Okay. But what you have is 526 observations, and you are using this observation to try to test if this argument, if this claim, if this estimation is a reasonable one or not. Okay. Then we have to construct a pair of hypotheses. Okay, based on this question. So what is the null hypothesis and what is the alternative hypothesis? For the null hypothesis, which is noted as H0, H null, okay, that is to say if this argument is this, if this claim, if this estimation is correct, right? So if that is correct, that's the null hypothesis. So you should always use the equality sign, right? So you estimate, you say, the news say the average wage of workers is 6.5. All right, let's do it. Okay, then the alternative is to say the other way around. And here in this class, we focus on two-tailed hypothesis testing. What does that mean? That means we are looking at the case where the actual finding suspect it's much lower, the wage is much lower than 6.5 or much greater than 6.5. That's what two tails means, right? The two extreme ends far away from 6.5 anyways, right? Then here, to summarize that, we use inequality sign, right? Too low or too high, but anyways, it means it's not 6.5. So that's the alternative hypothesis. Okay, and the first one is what do we call the null hypothesis, which means the original statement. You don't need any modification to the original statement, right? Which means it's not